Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Breaking Bread. I'm Tati, here to take you to the best restaurants around your parish. Today we're going to be around St. Boniface in downtown Brooklyn. Now with all the hustle and bustle of this neighborhood, we're bound to find something good to eat. And of course we're going to meet up with Monsignor Jamie and discuss more about the extraordinary life of St. Boniface and the parish. So we've got a lot to cover, so let's go meet Monsignor and get this party started. Hey everyone, we're at our very first stop of the day, Morton's Steakhouse in busy downtown Brooklyn. Now Monsignor Jamie is already inside warming things up in the kitchen, so let's get in there and give him a hand. Come on. Okay, everyone, here I am finally in the kitchen with Monsignor Jamie and Chef Joe. And I see you guys have everything all laid out for me already.
We went to work already.
All right, well, I'm here to help with however I can. So what's our first step?
Okay, today we're going to prepare a classic Morton's dish. It's called filet mignon Oscar. It just consists of our 8.5-ounce aged filet mignon, some asparagus, some jumbo lump crab meat, of course, and a really hot broiler.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do is take our filet mignon. I pulled these out around 20 minutes ago because you want your meat at room temperature. It's going to cook a lot more evenly like that. I'm going to season it with just a little bit of seasoned salt. This is our Morton secret recipe.
I was just going to say, I know this is some secret recipe
Yes,
thing.
this is our secret recipe. Okay, so after that season, we're going to go ahead and put them right in the broiler.
What size were they about?
These are, it's an 8.5-ounce filet mignon. And you notice the chain is off, but we do keep a little bit of the fat on. The fat is going to cook off it, but it's also going to give the filet mignon a lot of flavor.
Because it's a really lean cut of meat,
Yes,
right?
filet mignon is the leanest cut of meat. You know, you kind of trade off the tenderness to the flavor type thing, so we're really going to jazz it up with a classic béarnaise sauce and, you know, these wonderful ingredients here.
So now we're going
to let the meat cook for a little bit. And we're going to take our jumbo asparagus here, obviously jumbo.
Everything here is jumbo.
Yes.
Jumbo crab,
jumbo crab.
Yes, we go big. So we're going to cut it down just a little bit. This asparagus has already been blanched and cooled, so it's already par cooked. Okay, so we're going to do 4 pieces. Okay, so our steaks are cooking nice.
Whoa!
So the broiler here gets up to around 800 degrees. A lot of chefs say you shouldn't flip your meat, but when you're cooking a piece of meat that thick, it's always good to flip it because you're going to char it too much. I'm going to take my asparagus that's been blanched and a little bit of my crab meat. Okay, and I'm going to add just a little bit of water to it. Okay, now all I want to do is kind of heat this up. That's it. Now while that's heating up, we are going to take our bread. We're not going to break it.
Okay. This is breaking bread, but we're going to slice it.
We're going to slice it. We want to go around a 1/2 inch on the bread. Now I'm going to use this mold here.
Ah.
Oh, so it's almost like making cookies.
Yes, or Mom's original hamburger buns.
Right.
Nice.
Now we're going to save this, and we're going to use this for our shrimp Alex that we made earlier for our appetizer. Okay,
Waste
so
not,
now,
want none.
yes, I'm going to take this bread, we're going to toast it off in the broiler. Again, this is the world's fastest toaster, guys.
You know, that's why, even if you see this, it's hard to cook at home. Because, you know, we can't get our ovens that hot,
right.
You know, so it's a lot harder to do that if you don't really have the
Yes, I mean, there are certain techniques
Right.
you can use at home. You know, you get your grill really, really hot.
Right.
You know, obviously you have a toaster at home and all that. Okay, so I have my bread here. Now what this is going to do is I'm going to rest my filet mignon on top of this bread. One, it's going to soak up all the juices. 2, it's going to give it a little more height and a little more consistency and depth to the dish.
Nice.
Okay, now we're going to pull this off. This is cooking around 3 minutes. I would consider this steak a black and blue or very, very rare.
Yeah,
Okay.
black and blue is just raw inside.
Yeah, black and blue is kind of burnt on the outside
Right.
and really rare on the inside. This is more of a rare. So I'm going to cut this steak right down the middle.
Oh, down the middle, okay.
Yes. Okay, so this is going to go here like this. Perfect.
Now that's really blue.
That's very blue, yes. Most steak connoisseurs like their filet mignon like that.
Well, it's almost like
Tati?
steak tartare.
Yes.
Exactly. We were just talking about steak tartare. I like it.
Okay, so now my asparagus is really warm. Just kind of garnish it like this.
Now, this is a little bit of a takeoff of veal Oscar.
Yes.
Veal with crab meat.
Exactly.
This is a little variation.
This is exactly
Right.
a spin-off of the veal Oscar. That is correct. Okay, so I'm just going to lay my crab meat up top
Lovely.
there.
Wow.
You know, it's those little details that give you inspiration to go home and kind of jazz your dishes up.
Absolutely. Last but not least, we're going to take our béarnaise sauce that we made earlier. And we're just going to kind of drizzle it over the top of that.
Right.
That looks awesome.
So we're going to garnish with our watercress.
Wow, look at that.
And there is your filet mignon, Oscar a la Morton's.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
I'm now inspired to jazz up my dishes at home. You ready to eat this one?
I'm ready to go to work on that.
Let's do it. Okay, everyone, now we're here with Joe Roken, the general manager here at Morton's. Now, you guys remember we were here for our Net Christmas special, and the food was so good, and they treated us so well, we had to come back, right, Monsignor?
Right, and we did some of the cooking then.
We sure did, we sure did. And we did a little this time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So this is your filet mignon, Oscar.
Yes.
Can't wait to
And
try.
these are your colossal shrimp.
Colossal Shrimp Alexander.
Shrimp
Oh.
Alexander. So we got Oscar and Alexander going on.
If we can share some of this.
We can. We have to dig in. So, you know, what we always notice and what brought us back here about Morton's is the quality. The quality of the food here is so high scale, especially for this neighborhood. Tell us more about it.
It's incredible. I mean, one of our standard bearers of the company is that we only serve the finest product. We work with our purveyor partners all across the world to make sure that we only can find from the best watercress for a garnish to the greatest asparagus to the wonderful steaks. Just amazing, amazing product. But on top of having the best product that we bring in daily from our local purveyors to complement our meat, we also bring in some of the most talented chefs.
Joe's great.
He is.
Chef Joe Riola is wonderful. He brings a multitude of experiences, and at the same time, he has a passion. Just shows. You can taste this passion that he
Yeah.
actually loves what he does.
Yeah.
And what's great about Morton's, anywhere around the world that you go, you're going to get that high standard, that good quality, whether it be the food, the service, you know, which is great.
Shrimp Alexander is by far and away one of the most iconic signature appetizers that Morton's offers. It's like I said before, the colossal shrimp. They're lightly dusted in a homemade seasoned breadcrumb with a little bit of garlic, baked, not fried.
Right.
And they're served
They're
with a white wine butter sauce.
Well, you know what? This combination at Morton's is definitely working.
Thank you.
You guys got to go to our website, netny.net/breakingbread, and learn all about Morton's. Check out their menu, and of course, you have to come and visit.
I'd love to have you guys come by.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Joe.
Salute.
God bless.
And I love as you're basting it, it's like the herbs are sticking to the meat. I cannot wait to try this mushroom ketchup. Welcome back to Breaking Bread, everyone. Monsignor Jamie and I just had a fabulous lunch here at
It
Morton
was great.
Steakhouse.
It
It
was
was
good.
really good. And we managed to drag Father Joel away from the church to come and have a little coffee, cake, and conversation. So thank you for joining us.
Welcome,
Thanks,
Joe.
Thanks, Monsignor.
So let's talk about St. Boniface. Tell us about the parish here in Brooklyn.
Well, the parish of St. Boniface is interesting to me because it's historically important. It was founded in 1854. It was the first parish in the newly founded Diocese of Brooklyn.
Right. The
Wow.
diocese was founded in 1850.
Exactly,
Wow.
yeah. So, and it comprised a lot of German-speaking Catholics who lived in this neighborhood. So, in buildings that no longer exist because of all these new buildings in Metrotech. But,
Sure.
And it was meant to be a spiritual home for those German Catholics, so that they could hear sermons in German. They could have a social life in German. And they picked Boniface as the patron of their parish because Boniface is often known as the patron of Germany.
Right. Which is interesting, Father, because I thought he was born in England.
Well, indeed, that's another interesting point. Boniface was actually born and baptized as Winfrith, which is an Anglo-Saxon kind of name.
Okay.
He was a Saxon. He belonged to the tribe and the ethnic group that was living both in what we now call Germany and in parts of now what we call the south of England.
Wow.
So he was born in England. But as he, as a boy and as a young man, became a Benedictine monk and then studied and eventually became a priest and then eventually a bishop,
Wow.
he was sent back to what is now Germany and the Netherlands by the Pope to re-evangelize those Saxons who had been Christians but had reverted to paganism and needed to be
see.
reconverted.
I see. And he was given a special mission to kind of approach them at their level and speak to them in language that they would understand.
Yes.
And kind of figure out the reason why they went back to paganism, right?
Exactly, exactly. The Pope, when he gave Winfrith and then Boniface, he was given a new name when he was sort of sent on this mission. When Boniface went back, he was given a brief by the Holy Father, who asked him to be very compassionate and understanding to the people while he was bringing them back into unity with the Church.
Very, very wonderful. Definitely a multifaceted figure in the Church. And we're going to tell you more about St. Boniface in the second coffee, cake, and conversation, but please dig in. I've been
Thank you. It looks
chatting
great.
you up. It's really good. Well, Monsignor, I had a great time at Morton's. How about you?
That was incredible.
It was really good.
And here we are on Smith Street. Really hot today. Lots of restaurants. And this is one of
Right.
the originals.
I know, there's a lot of new places, but
This
has
Saul's
for a
been here a
while,
long
right?
time.
All right, guys, so we came straight into the kitchen of Saul with who else? None other than Saul himself.
I'd like to welcome Breaking Bread to my kitchen. We've been here for 11 years, and I've been waiting for them to drop by, and now they're here. And I'm so excited to show you our aged ribeye steak with braised short ribs.
Let's go.
All right, so the first thing you do when you cook a steak, you've got to keep in mind there's a lot of fat. You really need to season it well. You can't do that with steak or there'll be no flavor.
It's all about the
most
salt.
food.
It's all about the salt, lots of black pepper. And this particular part of the ribeye is called the cap, and it's the very best part of a ribeye steak. So now I'm going to take some canola extra virgin mix, 75-25, put it in a very hot pan. As you can see, it's smoking. And add the steak.
Great. I say 75-25% mix.
It's 75
Virgin olive oil and
it's-
extra virgin?
It's 75% canola,
25%.
25% extra virgin olive oil. So it has a much higher smoking point.
Okay.
And while that's rolling, we're going to throw these scallions on the grill. So those are going. Meanwhile, we're going to heat up the ubiquitous potato puree, which goes great with red meat. Put that on the heat, along with pickled cipollini onions and a mushroom ketchup.
I cannot wait to try this mushroom ketchup. I absolutely can't wait.
Yes. Some spinach puree, and then some braised short ribs, which we have here. So now, I'm just going to pay attention to what we have on the stove. You can see the mushroom ketchup is starting to cook a bit. It doesn't need to be really hot, but it needs to be warmed through. Then we have the pickled cipollini onions with yellow mustard seeds, chili flakes, seasoned rice wine vinegar, and water. Now those are warmed through also. Spinach puree, give it a whirl around. It needs a little bit longer.
Now, what else is in that spinach puree?
In the spinach puree, we have garlic, shallots, butter, curry powder, and salt and pepper.
Wow.
All right, so now we have the spinach puree. It's warmed through. Give the potatoes a little stir.
Now that mushroom ketchup, what do you
Yes.
have in there?
And the mushroom ketchup, we have onions, garlic, ginger, black pepper, and that's about it. So, see, we've got really good color here. It's still pretty rare. The next thing we're going to do,
Oh,
whole
yeah.
butter.
Time for
there
butter.
goes the butter.
You know, my motto on this show is a little butter makes everything taste better, and a little butter
Yes, yes.
never hurt anybody.
Yeah, everything in moderation.
That's right.
You baste the steak. You can smell the herbs.
Good. And I love as you're basting it, it's like the herbs are sticking to
Right.
the meat.
Yep. It's like bathing it. And it's also acting almost like an oven because it's completely
Sealing
enveloping.
in all the heat.
Yeah.
Right.
So at this point, short ribs are looking great. They're completely warmed through, and you can see, unlike,
La la.
yeah, these are
Wow.
braised for,
Now you braise them in that liquid.
yeah, for
all
about
the time.
6 hours with
Wow.
aromatics,
Right.
you know, carrots, onions, a little bit of celery, lots of garlic, red wine, stock, and we cook them for a long time. And then we take them out, take their bones out, and at that point we have these large blocks of short ribs. And while they're still just a touch warm, say blood temperature, we press them so they're nice and flat
Wow.
with a weight on top, and that's why they're like
Nice.
perfect squares.
I
So
cannot
that's
wait
good.
to taste this.
Yes.
What a combination.
I know.
So We're going to take a touch of the mushroom, like that. Next, we're going to get our short rib. Make sure we get the excess liquid off it, like this. At this point, just a touch of a little spinach puree. Just a little bit like this. Then a touch of potato, the potato puree. We have the pickled cipollini onion, like this. And one of the keys is to make sure good amount of mustard seeds.
Oh, wow.
Then our scallions. Then now all we have to do is slice the beef and sauce it.
It looks like it's cooked just right. Perfect.
This is so intense
I know.
and exciting.
It's like an operation here.
I love the presentation.
Now all we do is sauce it and it's ready to go.
Yep. That's a brown sauce reduction.
Yep. Then all we do,
Drizzle it.
a little bit of sauce, and that's it.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Bon appetit.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is beautiful. We enjoyed watching you make it, that's for sure.
Amen.
Well, Saul, this looks amazing. So we're gonna dig right in.
All right, go at it.
Now, Saul, you guys have been here for a while. Smith Street is now a restaurant row, but it always wasn't.
Sure. I mean, we opened a little over 11 years ago, and Smith Street at that time maybe had 3 restaurants on it.
Yeah.
Wow. Unlike today.
Unlike today, I mean, it's really exploded along with the the economic boom of the United States and
This part of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
in particular, which
Oh
continues
my
to grow,
God.
as we all know.
Right.
Well, how
Thank
would you
you.
describe the cuisine here?
The cuisine is a culmination of the craft that I've learned from great craftsmen, and then you infuse that with what's around me when I walk around. When I go to Queens, to Flushing, I go to Woodside, Queens, I go to Sunset Park, I go to Bensonhurst.
Right.
All the different ethnic
This neighborhood
areas
with a
and
great Middle Eastern population and influence of foods, the Sahadis and the Oriental
Right.
on Atlantic Avenue. All of those things inform what I do. They're very inspiring, and I think New York and Brooklyn are so incredibly lucky because unlike a lot of parts of America, there's so much to draw from, so much color, so much power with all the different communities that is there waiting for you. You spring day, you see it walking down the street.
Yeah,
You know,
so
it's
true.
amazing. There's no place like New York City.
Yeah, we don't
No
have to
place
go
like
hunting
Brooklyn.
for it at all.
No.
Saul is amazing. You guys have to check it out for yourself. We'll be back, but go to our website and learn more about this fabulous restaurant, netny.net/breakingbread. We'll be back. This won't be here when
great.
we get back.
Nice and easy. This is a very traditional Tuscan dish.
It's good.
It's good, very good.
take human bites.
I know. So you guys, you know what? We decided to stay at Saul's because we were enjoying this place just that much, right, Monsignor?
Oh, yeah. And look what we have here, Baked Alaska.
I've never had this before. What's in there?
Well, traditionally, Baked Alaska is vanilla ice cream, and it has meringue on top that's caramelized, and sometimes they even serve it with a live flame on top. And they put some brandy and they serve it like that. But this here is a little variation. I believe he said it was mocha and vanilla parfait, covered with the meringue, and a little, looks like
Caramel
caramel
sauce on the
sauce
bottom.
on the bottom. Let's dig into this
Let's.
to finish off our meal.
I know.
Wow, look at that.
You know what I'd love to talk more about?
What's that?
St. Boniface and how what he did kind of translates into what's going on in the world today.
That's true. I mean, today, really, in the church, especially in the church in Brooklyn, throughout the whole church, throughout the United States, the new evangelization to try to, reach out to those people who have maybe no faith in their lives, or people that have fallen away for whatever reason.
For whatever.
Society today, the world in which we live, and the parish of St. Boniface really is really imitating St. Boniface.
himself in his life. And
Exactly.
kind of being a counselor, but a teacher, but a leader, a little bit of everything, right?
Someone that, people felt comfortable going to. St. Boniface, reached out to those who have fallen away from the faith and, turned to some pagan rituals and beliefs and brought them back.
Right. But in a non-judgmental, like, love them back,
Right,
not
exactly.
like force people back.
Right. Make them feel comfortable. And that's, I think, the whole key. Throughout all of the churches, we have to make people feel welcome.
Yeah.
We have to challenge people.
Right.
But we have to make them feel welcome and make them feel that there's a place for everyone.
Right.
I mean, that's, and everyone's welcomed in God's house. And that's how I feel.
That's right. So that's kind of like what we do.
And in the parish of St. Boniface, I mean, it's really, people have for years has had a tradition of people coming from other neighborhoods coming to that parish. And that still continues today. But now people live right there in the neighborhood.
Well, they're doing something right if people are coming from other neighborhoods just to be there. That says a lot.
It's so true. Today, people shop around. I mean, when we were younger, we went to the parish where we
was
grew
near.
up, and that was our parish and our boundaries. We had to
Right.
go. But today, people, they shop around and they go where they feel welcome.
Right.
They go where they really receive a message and feel good and want to go to church and worship God and also feel good about themselves.
Absolutely. Well, that's what it's all about, right?
Oh, yes.
The new evangelization.
And baked Alaska.
Yeah, very good. Awesome. So, Monsignor, you're going to be able to hang out for a little longer today?
You think I'm going to miss out on some food like this?
I know. I'd hate to have to eat it and then tell you about it later. That would be kind of messed up.
No, I do have some time today.
Great.
So let's head off to another spot.
Yeah, let's finish this first.
Okay.
Can't let this go to waste. All right, Monsignor, here's our last stop of the day, Cafe e Vino.
And I got a feeling it's going to be good.
Let's get in there and find out.
Hi, now Tati's taking a little break, and I'm here in the kitchen with Giuseppe from Milano.
Hello.
And he's going to prepare for us one of their signature dishes here. What are you going to prepare for
We're
us?
gonna
today?
make a veal polpettini with the roasted vegetable.
Sounds good.
Very good.
Let's get
so
to
we
work.
can start.
Let's
Very
go.
nice. So we prepare the veal polpettini with 1 cup and a half of ground veal,
Okay.
a quarter cup of ricotta cheese, 1 egg, all eggs, a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese, salt and pepper, and we mix it
Just
up
mix it
together.
together, right.
Mix it up together with our hands. Nice and easy.
Now, sometimes I would have a meatball with ricotta on top, but never in mixed
This way
in.
you mix it up together. It makes the polpettini very soft.
Very soft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you take a nice quantity of it because the meatballs we do is nice and
That's a large
a
meatball.
large meatball. Yeah. Put it together, and you put on a fryer for 5 minutes.
So now I see
and
you have
then-
these meatballs fried already.
Fry already.
Okay.
After 2 minutes is inside the fryer. We take the tomato fonduta, which is
Okay.
blended with olive oil, salt and pepper inside with extra virgin oil,
Okay.
tomato. You blend it and become very thick tomato. So we're gonna take some tomato fonduta. So you put on the pan, and then you take the meatballs,
Okay.
put it together.
Now this
Okay.
is served as a main course.
This is
or
the
an
main
appetizer?
course. This is the main course.
Cover them all up.
You cover it up a little bit more, and you put inside the oven, and you leave the oven for 15 minutes.
Okay.
Very good.
And then what do you
So-
serve that with?
And then we start to have some roasted vegetable. The roasted vegetable we do with garlic and oil.
So what do you have in it with the vegetables?
The vegetable there are carrots, string beans, zucchini, green squash, and a little bit of rosemary.
So you're gonna put a bed of vegetables here?
Yeah,
and serve
you
the
put
meatballs on
you put a bed of vegetable. Now they're ready. You put on a plate.
top? Okay.
All right, very good. Then we take the meatballs out from the oven.
Well, they look good.
Take a little bit of tomato fondue on the plate.
Now that tomato fondue, though, can you put that on pasta as well?
You can do it on the pasta. Sometimes also the people they like to have
little heavier
the
sauce.
meatballs
Right.
on the pasta. this is a very traditional Tuscan dish. And then we do a little balsamic reduction, and we do a little signature on the plate.
Well, they look delicious. I can't wait to show Tati what we made.
So guys, enjoy this dish.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna make something for you.
Sounds good.
Very special.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Well, Tati, what do you think?
It looks beautiful, and I saw you guys hard at work, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to taste it. So,
go.
This looks amazing, Giuseppe. Thank you.
Oh, yes, this is the paccheri, the one you just have it. There's a paccheri, is a large rigatoni with ground sausage, arugula, and balsamic reduction.
Wow. Now, you guys specialize in what kind of Italian food?
We do Tuscan and Northern Italian.
Okay. So how long have you guys been here?
We've been here 3 years.
Okay, so where did you do your training?
I train in Milan. I'm from Milan.
Okay.
And I train on culinary school in Pirandello in Milan.
This is
And this is the veal polpettini, the veal
delicious.
meatballs polpettini.
That's
The-
what we
with the, that's what we made before with the
Get the
roasted
recipe, right?
vegetable,
Okay.
and very soft.
You can tell
Very
even by
soft,
cutting
delicious.
right into them.
Because we use the ricotta cheese, like I explained to you, ricotta cheese, very ground eggs, and Parmesan cheese.
delicious.
Very light.
And the polenta.
And the polenta is Italian cornmeal. We do with garlic and oil, mushroom,
Right.
porcini, and champignon, demi-glace and a white wine sauce, and a touch of truffle oil.
Wow.
Wow.
That all
You can
equals
feel
delicious,
the
by the way. This
truffle.
is really good.
Now you have a lot of, Tuscan food, northern food. You have the creams,
Yes.
you have the polenta,
Yeah.
the ground sausage.
Very delicious. This
Yeah.
is really fabulous. Even the
Heavy
bread
meat.
is delicious.
The bread we make here every day. Make it the focaccia every day. Everything is homemade.
That was going to say focaccia.
Yeah,
It is good.
it's good, very good.
Take human bites.
I know. You know how I get. You know how I get. And I was like, oh, very good. Keep eating this. No, it's really, really good. Giuseppe,
good.
thank you so much for having us.
Thank you to coming inside my restaurant.
This is great.
Nice to have you.
Thank
We
you.
will be back.
Definitely.
We'll definitely be back. And all you guys have to go to our website to learn more about Cafe e Vino. Everything is delicious and fresh. And a little different, too,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Monsignor, I'm so glad you were able to come to all the
Oh,
places.
I was so glad that I could stay today. But
know.
it's time to get back to the parish, but it was a great way to end the day.
Definitely, but eat up. Got to eat a little bit more. Well, everyone, that will do it for this episode of Breaking Bread. And as you can see, we decided to end off this episode in beautiful St. Boniface Church. Now, we hope that you guys got some great cooking tips from the wonderful restaurants we visited today. And we'd like to thank Father Joel for taking time out of his busy schedule to have a little coffee, cake, and conversation with us. Now, I know I learned a lot, and I hope that you did too. I'm going to check out some more of the beauty that this church has to offer. But to learn more about our show, go to our website. And we'll see you guys again next time. Bye.